The Lord is with us, precious heart dwellers. And once again, He's bringing us wisdom and asking us to grow in holiness. It's November 3rd, 2015. Tonight I went into worship for the longest while. Just could not connect with the Lord. And Ezekiel prayed for me and anointed me with oil. I just wouldn't give up. I sat quietly with the Lord. I know that He's faithful. I know that He said He would speak to me every night until the rapture. And I just sat quietly waiting for Him. And it was really neat what happened exactly. He came kind of from the right. I saw Him in the spirit. He came from the right and He kissed my forehead and He said, "I want to talk to you." And I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I've been struggling all night and waiting for you, Lord. And I said, Lord, I just couldn't give up. You promised, so I had to press in. He answered me, I did promise, but also I love you. It's not just about duty, you know. Oh, Jesus, is any of this my fault? No, Claire, you are getting opposition, a wall of opposition. But you did the right thing by waiting on me. And I do not disappoint good wills. They will never keep me from you, my love. Never. It made me teary-eyed when he said that. It was very touching. He continued, I want to talk to you about mending your ways. What I mean is making amends with those with whom you have strained relationships. It is not my will that chasms between souls should grow deeper. No, it is rather my heart that you should rush to make amends and make it right, even if they are the ones who are wrong. Because there is a spirit of division loosed on the body, and even scars from the past attacks to divide. I want this season leading up to Christmas to be one of making peace with everyone and making amends with those who have hurt you. And I was thinking right away of a certain pastor that put a wet towel over me. We ended up leaving that church. And he said, yes, for instance, that pastor. Oh, Jesus, the very thought of it makes my heart sink. He replied, I know, but it must be done. I want closure with those who have slighted you and whom you have slighted. I want healing between factions and divisions. I want nothing hanging over your heads and holding you back. I wondered at that point, gosh, what does he mean holding us back? Is the rapture going to happen? And I checked in the Bible promises and I didn't get an affirmation on that one. Anyway, I asked him, how do things from the past hold us back? I saw in the spirit an anchor in the deep, dark ocean where it was obviously holding back the ship above water. He replied, imagine an anchor to the deep. The ship wants to move forward without hindrance, but something deep down, unseen, is slowing the forward motion. Those are hindrances from unhealed wounds and unresolved relationships. Even if it only be one way, still I can complete that freedom in my spirit, as long as nothing is still sticking to you. Many have several anchors to deep, dark issues that hold them back from forward motion. It is not commonly realized how much these things affect the direction of your life, either pulling you back or pulling you off course, even just a little, to the right or the left. When he said that, I remembered someone once said that a ship being off 1 degree sailing across the ocean, they wouldn't arrive at the right destination because they're starting with just being off at 1 degree. And that's all it takes over that great distance to keep you from arriving at your destination. This is a time of forward motion for my bride, and I want her to be free from hindrances, free to minister, free to seek me without questioning yourselves about guilt or hidden condemnations, without fuel for the fires of condemnation. Making sure that relationships have been squared away, or at least an attempt to bring about reconciliation, is very important to this process. You see, when one issue is still lurking in your life, it drags and provides fuel for the enemy to throw up accusations, be they true or false. But when you have done everything in your power to make amends, I close off that avenue that could become a constant underlying source of condemnation that will weaken your resolve as you go to pray for people. Yes, Lord, I've often heard something thrown up in my face telling me I wasn't qualified to pray because of such and such, or that you did this or you did that, so God's not going to hear your prayer. He continued, "That is why I'm asking you, my bride, to seek peace. Simple little gestures, a card, a word of reconciliation, a thank you, perhaps a gift. These are the things that melt the hearts and pave the way for healing and wholeness in your heart. Like the inspiration I had to have a couple over for dinner, Lord? Yes, we are dropping little hints in your heart, little things, gestures, and even reaching out a little more to make amends. Oh, how freeing this will be. The enemy has used these seemingly insignificant things, torn or fractured relationships, to cause a darkness in your hearts, either from wounds received or rejection, or from your own bad attitude. I'm not asking a lot of you here, my bride. I'm asking for forgiveness, coupled with charity and action, to bring about a healing of old wounds. It will be an exercise in humility for you all, but then humility is much needed. You can never be too humble. I will be with you in this endeavor. I will bring fragrance of sweetness into these relationships as you reach out to comfort and mend past ways. Don't be afraid. I am with you in this. And remember to pray first and ask how to approach each situation. Every situation is different. I will lead you. Not to change the subject, Lord, but I did have a question. Forgive me, Lord, but the messages have been a little shorter lately. My beloved, I am not here to entertain or fill the air with words or tickle fancies, such as rapture scenarios. I am here to instruct in holiness, and your obedience to these short directives mean everything to me. You see, with obedience comes increased blessings. Grace builds upon grace. You are all growing in the beauty of holiness. Treasure these words and act on them. They are specific and timely for you all. I bless you now with a firm resolve and humility to go and make peace with those who've injured you in the past or who you have injured.